Well, hello everybody. We're going to play a little music before we get going. Just because the show is going to be a really good show. Invite your friends, share this out. We're on YouTube, Duke1517, and we are on Facebook at 88.1 FM Fargo Moorhead. It's going to be a doozy of a show, everyone. So Dorothy, fasten your seatbelt. You're not in Kansas anymore. Make sure you share this out. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with everybody.
Welcome, and happy Friday to everybody. You're listening to A Mexican Crossing Lines with your host, Cindy Gomez-Schempp.
And Duke Gomez-Schempp.
On 88.1 FM KPPPLP, Fargo Moorhead, where we are adding local color to your airwaves. And tonight, I am bringing you Paloma Surprises. Paloma Surprises, because there's always something shocking and surprising coming from Paloma. In the last several weeks, there have been a number of shows or videos, I guess. She calls them shows. She just does live streams, in which she has been announcing that something is going to be coming out. She's going to be sharing some incredible information, even as early, or I should say as late as last night. She was making these types of accusations, or saying that this is coming up. Take a listen for yourself. What she posted last night in a since deleted video.
Yeah, and somehow he got a pardon issued with an aggravated felony. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, so hopefully when COVID shuts down, we're gonna shut it down. Yeah, we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut down COVID. By the way, we got like 20 masks today. Right. When COVID shuts down, maybe Juan, Isela, his girlfriend, and me and John can go. We're gonna shut you down. Hopefully, we can all go to San Andres. And Felipe, we'll bring Felipe. Felipe has to go. No criminals. No criminals. No. Like, those criminals deserve to be in jail for sure. Yeah. So anyway, we are having so much fun in Texas. It's awesome. And tomorrow we got a long day. So Juan and I are cooking breakfast for Isela, right? Right. And then I got, oh my God, I'm so full of surprises. Oh my God. We're so full of surprises. It'll be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hashtag I can't wait. Okay. Bye. Bye. Keep creating those chemicals that make you age. Keep creating those chemicals that make you age. You're going to have to sit there, age, and watch. Okay, bye.
So, if it's confusing to you what the rantings and cacklings of this crazy drunk woman mean, really your guess is as good as mine, because a lot of it is in her head, right? And you might be thinking, Cindy, you thoroughly exposed and reported upon all of the victims and all of the fraudulent and criminal activities of this woman a while back. In fact, you may recall that I did interviews with Border Network News and America's Voice correspondents Anthony Agüero, as well as Oscar El Blue Ramirez, in which both of them not only corroborated many of the experiences of victims, but also added dimension and more detail to the kinds of actions that Paloma has been accused of, a pattern of behavior of acting in these ways, being abusive to animals, being abusive to people, bullying people, stalking, cyberbullying, making things up about people that she thinks are her enemies, talking about witchcraft, all the crazy things I've shown you before. So why am I talking about it again? Why would I bring this up again? Well, let me tell you why. The criminal intent behind the conspiracy that she has sown in her attempt to harm, attack Anthony Agüero and Oscar El Blue Ramirez, Border Network News, and now extending into attacks directed at America's Voice and Ben Berquam, which I'm going to share with you from her own voice, she says, are her next targets. She has employed, colluded with a group of women to try to take advantage of another woman by the name of Alejandra. Now, I want to share with you what I know, because I received an immense amount of evidence in different various forms. An almost overwhelming amount of evidence. And because of that, I'm only going to lay out kind of a roadmap for you tonight, okay? This is the tip of the iceberg of what's to come, of what I'm going to show you. And as you know, I bring receipts. But so that you can understand what you're about to experience, what you're about to learn, I have been able to discern from the mountainous amounts of information I have received that Paloma and these other women that have been trying to coerce and manipulate Alejandra have been doing so in an effort to get this woman, Alejandra, to publicly lie about Oscar El Blue Ramirez, to publicly make to say that she has filed a police report against him, to say, falsely claim, that she had been robbed or defrauded out of money and property. I can tell you, although I'm not going to share those audios tonight, but I can tell you that this woman has become aware. She is very leery. I think she's intelligent enough to smell a rat, to be able to figure out that there's something that doesn't add up and that she's being lied to and used. And that Paloma and these other women who were telling her that Oscar's a very scary person and she needs to do something to protect herself. She needs to file a report with the police. She needs to say that Oscar did something criminal that he didn't do. And they were doing so by telling her lies to make her think that, you know, it was imperative that she go out and attack Oscar and file a false police report against him or say things publicly about him that aren't true, because she, as well as all of this group of other victims of Oscar, were in danger. But she began to ask herself, if these other victims of Oscar exist, if there's so many of them, why isn't there a single police report? Why aren't any other women coming forward? Why can't I find them? Why can't I talk to them? Where are they? And I think that she's in a place where she is beginning to realize that she was being lied to and used by these women. And that the reason that these women were pushing her to do something criminal, to do something fraudulent, is because they don't want to get in trouble. They want to hurt Anthony Agüero. They want to hurt these two media people. They want to hurt Border Network News. They want to hurt America's Voice and Ben Borquam now. They want to hurt Oscar El Blue Ramirez, but they don't want to do it directly. They don't want to go to jail. I mean, Paloma already has several proceedings in court that are coming up, including criminal proceedings against her for sending out and sharing and creating revenge porn. So she's on shaky ground right now. And she doesn't want to get herself in another big criminal mess. So she's trying to get someone else to do her dirty work. This is what I have been discerning. And I'm going to share with you at some point why I believe this. Why I believe this poor woman Alejandra is yet another one of her victims. So I'm not here to shame victims. I'm here to expose the liar and the fraud. The persons, because it's not just Paloma, it's all of her co-conspirators. The persons that were trying to manipulate and lie to this woman to get her to do something bad, to get herself in trouble. But first, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank all of you for sharing this out if you have. I want to thank you for your support. Duke, I know you got to read out some supporters.
Yeah,
Tell us who they are.
Well,
give them some love.
Give you all some love. Pansona for Trump. I contributed $5 on the super chat. Thank you very much. And the message is Roast Pig Loma for fraud. Thank you, Cindy and Duke. Please support the show.
Thank you, Pansona for Trump. I
That's
appreciate your support.
And Gwen Vasquez donated $49.99. Paloma needs to be exposed. And then West Sider donated $20 with no message. And then Sniper donated $24.99. Thanks for exposing that mess. We appreciate your support.
Allison Moran. Thank you very much for your support.
I missed Allison. Sorry about that, Allison.
We can't miss a single person.
Can't miss anybody.
No.
Those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you'd like to make a contribution, go over to YouTube and do a super chat to make your contribution right there and then. If you don't want to do that, go to our webpage at kpppfm.com/donate. Make a tax-deductible donation for our station to help keep our station going. We broadcast in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and we do YouTube videos And Facebook Lives and YouTube Live videos is part of our platform, and we welcome everyone here tonight. If you want to get a hold of us and do more, you can contact us on Facebook or by email, Cindy at kpppfm.com or me, Duke at kpppfm.com. If you want to leave us a voicemail, call us at 701-566-0917. It's going to be a doozy of a show. Hang in there.
Just for people to understand what I'm talking about here, this goes beyond the stalking. This goes beyond the lying. This goes beyond the defamation that she levels at media people, models, sportscasters like Jimena Sanchez, like Fabiana Baldo. This goes beyond the horrible attacks against people like Michael Shapiro and his daughter. This goes beyond that, because in order to try to harm Oscar and Anthony, to harm their platforms, to get rid of them, to have them lose credibility, to have them lose followers, this woman Paloma, along with this other group of women, all decided to lie together and invent all of these horrible, horrible things about Oscar in order to get this woman to freak out and think that she needs to file a police report. She needs to take drastic measures to try to help the victims of Oscar. When, in my opinion, there is no evidence that any exist. And as I said, I'm not here to shame victims, but I will tell you that this woman, Alejandra, I am fully aware that she has clearly and unequivocally said that the things that Paloma is saying in her recent videos, leveling these charges and accusations against Oscar, such as the fact that he stole money or defrauded money from her, and that he stole or that he took a computer from her, are lies. Okay? And I will show you at some point that those things are lies. So are probably almost anything that is coming out of her mouth in her videos. I think that all of those videos saying that it's coming, I got something that's coming for you, were meant to continue to manipulate the mind of this woman, making her believe there are many other victims of this supposed man, Oscar, that will be coming forward, keeping her on a string. But let me tell you, we're going to expose to you today what she is capable of doing, how far out of her way she is willing to go to harm Oscar and Anthony merely because she is jealous of their success. I want you guys to go back and listen to and watch the interviews I did with Anthony Agüero of Border Network News and America's Voice, as well as Oscar El Blue Ramirez. I want you to listen to the things they said. Anthony Agüero has a very big following. So does Oscar El Blue Ramirez. At the time that Paloma Zúñiga first approached them, she had lost her pages because she had been using those pages to commit crimes, to stalk and harass people that now have criminal proceedings against her. Okay? For that reason, she needed to find some other people with a large following and make herself adjacent to them so that she could create a new following, basically, so that she could take their followers and rebuild her following that she lost because of her criminal activities, because of her fraudulent activities, because of her lies. But she has been stuck on a loop because Oscar and Anthony didn't fall for it. Because Oscar and Anthony eventually, like most people, like all people, that have been near this woman have realized that she is a fraud and decided to expose her and tell everyone and warn everyone, especially conservatives, because she tends to attack them the most. So, folks, I'm going to turn it over to Duke to let us know who else we need to thank for their support on the show, and then I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of the show.
Thank you for your support. Ms. Red Badger made a contribution of $10. Thank you very much, Ms. Red Badger. You've been supporting us for a long time. We thank you for that. Raul Valencia made a $10 donation. Thank you, Raul. Baby Bunch, $4.99 donation. Thank you. Keep it up is the message.
Yes.
And Ivan Riebling. Hi, Ivan. Ymeta Sanchez, a victim of Paloma that escaped her web of drama and became a huge success at Fox. Support the show. Every donation pisses off Paloma.
That's true.
That's true. And so Karen Reed made a $10 contribution right after that. So keep it up. Keep it up, and thank you for your support.
Now, let me share with you that because of the way that she uses her pages and platforms, she says that she's just doing it to be political. She says that she's just doing it to be an influencer, but she actually uses her platforms to bully people. So she's currently locked out of her own account. Listen for yourselves. Ooh. I have to play these, and as I play them, I also have to translate them. You had something to comment on, Duke?
Well, just before we get to the recording, Jerry Lee, thank you so much. A $99.99 contribution. Woo! Just because it pisses Paloma off so much.
Thank you very much. Let's listen. You're going to hear it. Now, I want you guys to know one of the things that Paloma always says is that, one, I'm not a good translator, or that I mistranslate what she says, and that things are taken out of context. So for each of these voice notes I am about to play, for each of these audios you're about to hear, I am going to let it play through without pausing, without translating, so that the people, especially those who can speak Spanish, get to hear the whole thing for themselves. Here we go with the first one, where she talks about being locked out of her account.
Por ahora ya hay que dejar las cosas así. Le metimos un estate quieto, le metimos un pinche apretón al cinturón que hasta la botija le sacamos, o sea, así, o sea, ahorita lo metimos en cintura, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, ahorita hay que dejar las cosas así un rato. Si siguen chingando, yo voy a empezar a hacer videos. Nada más estoy esperando que tener acceso a mi cuenta otra vez, y en cuanto tenga acceso a mi cuenta, porque ahorita de hecho no tengo acceso, voy a empezar a hacer videos. Yo también, porque no voy a dejar que me estén atacando toda la vida con sus mentiras y con su difamación y todo lo que hacen en mi contra. O sea, ¿por qué? Nada más, ¿por qué? Porque ellos están muriéndose de hambre y no tienen nada más que hacer, y usan mi nombre para arrastrarme por el lodo y de ahí burlarse y de ahí sacar, aunque sean $100. No, ¿cómo creen? Están locos, ¿cómo creen? No, ni al caso. Entonces lo que voy a hacer es que, o sea, por ejemplo, ayer quiso fregar, pues nos lo fregamos. Si siguen fregando, yo me voy a enfocar en ellos dos y en las que yo sé que tengo que fregar, porque, por ejemplo, si la fregamos a ella, a la Tamales, pues sí le afecta. O sea, me voy a ir burlando de ella. No hay nada peor que le puedas hacer a esa mujer que te burles de su inteligencia, que se supone que es lo único que tiene. Porque si te das cuenta, no tiene nada más. Ella cree que es muy inteligente, y si te burlas de su inteligencia, la vuelves loca. O sea, le vale que te burles de su físico, le vale que te burles de su pelo, le vale que te burles de su cara, le vale que te burles de todo. Lo único que le importa a esa mujer es que te burles de lo poco que tiene, que ella cree que es su inteligencia. Pero te repito, si ella fuera inteligente, no viviría en un departamento de $400, $500 al mes, muriéndose de hambre. Si de verdad fuera inteligente, trabajaría para un superabogado en algún lado, sobre todo siendo bilingüe, ganaría $5,000, $7,000, $8,000 al mes, y créeme que no estaría haciendo las pendejadas que está haciendo conmigo.
Okay. Now, I let the whole thing play so you could hear. I'm not stopping it or editing anything. You just heard the whole thing. Now I'm going to translate. Here we go.
Por ahora ya hay que dejar las cosas así. Le metimos un estate quieto, le metimos un pinche apretón al...
For the moment, we need to leave things the way they are. We squeezed them real good.
Cinturón que hasta la botija le sacamos, o sea...
We cinched his waist in a way that even his belly bulged.
Así, o sea, ahorita lo metimos en cintura, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, ahorita hay que dejar las cosas así un rato.
We squeezed his waist, so for now we need to leave things for a while.
Si siguen chingando, yo voy a empezar a hacer videos. Nada más estoy esperando que tener acceso a mi cuenta otra vez.
If they keep on going, if they keep on effing around, then I'm going to start to make videos. I just need to be able to gain access to my account again.
En cuanto tenga acceso a mi cuenta, porque ahorita de hecho no tengo acceso, voy a empezar a hacer videos. Yo también, porque no me voy a dejar que me estén atacando a todas.
I just need to be able to access my account again because the fact is I don't have access to my account again. But when I do, I'm going to start making videos again. And because I'm not going to allow them to keep attacking me my whole life.
Toda la vida con sus mentiras y con su difamación y todo lo que hacen en mi contra, o sea.
With their lies and with their defamation and everything that they do against me.
¿Por qué? Nada más porque ellos están muriéndose de hambre y no tienen nada más que hacer y usan mi nombre para arrastrarme por el lodo
Just because they don't have anything better to do and they use my name to drag it through the mud because they're starving to death.
Y de ahí burlarse y de ahí sacar aunque sean $100.
And they want to make fun of me and make $100 off of me.
Nah, ¿cómo creen? Están locos, ¿cómo creen? No,
nah, they're crazy. I don't think so. They're crazy.
El caso. Entonces, entonces lo que voy a hacer es que, o sea, por ejemplo, ayer quiso fregar, pues nos lo fregamos.
So, for example, yesterday he tried to screw us, and we screwed back.
Si siguen fregando, yo me voy a enfocar en ellos dos y en las que.
If they continue to F with us, I am going to focus on both of them.
Yo sé que tengo que fregar porque, por ejemplo, si la fregamos a ella, a la Tamales, pues sí le afecta. O sea,
And I know how to do it because if we screw with Tamales, she's referring to me there, of course, if you didn't know that, it's going to affect her.
Yo me voy a ir burlando de ella. No hay nada peor que le puedas hacer a esa mujer que te burles de su inteligencia.
I'm going to make fun of her. There is nothing worse that you can do to that woman than to make fun of her intelligence.
Que se supone que es lo único que tiene.
Because that's supposedly the only thing she has.
Porque si te das cuenta no tiene nada más. Ella cree que es muy inteligente y si te burlas.
If you notice, she doesn't really have anything else except for her intelligence. So if you make fun of it,
de su inteligencia la vuelves loca. O sea, le vale que te burles de su físico,
you'll drive her crazy if you make fun of her intelligence. I mean, she doesn't care if you make fun of her, if you body shame her.
Le vale que te burles de su pelo, le vale que te burles de su cara, le vale que te burles de todo.
She doesn't care if you make fun of her hair. She doesn't care if you make fun of her face. None of that bothers her.
Lo único que le importa a esa mujer es que te burles de lo poco que tiene, que ella cree que es su inteligencia. Pero
the only thing that bothers her is if you make fun of the little thing that she does have, which she thinks she has, which is her intelligence.
Repito, si ella fuera inteligente, no viviría en un departamento de $400, $500 al mes.
But I'm telling you, if she were intelligent, she wouldn't be living in an apartment that she rents for $450 or $500 a month.
Muriéndose de hambre.
Starving to death.
Si de verdad fuera inteligente, trabajaría para un superabogado en algún lado.
If she was really intelligent, she would be working for a lawyer in a huge firm, making.
Siendo bilingüe, ganaría 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 dólares al mes. Y
Especially being bilingual, she could make $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 a month.
créeme que no estaré haciendo las pendejadas que está haciendo conmigo.
And believe me, she wouldn't be doing the stupid crap that she's doing with me. Okay, so what do you think about that, Duke? What are your thoughts about our apartment dwelling?
Yes. I never like to respond to her things she knows nothing about, doesn't know the way we live, or anything like that, you know. But yeah, you know, it's really hot outside, and you know, I might be wearing my underwear. You never know.
Well, I want to make it very clear that what really is behind this anger is the fact that my shows usually have evidence and receipts. They're all evidence-based, right? I've talked to everybody about my career as a paralegal. I worked for near 2 decades, nearly exclusively on helping people with cases of labor discrimination, sexual harassment, all sorts of things. And media justice and owning our own radio station was something I've always held as a dream, something that I have felt allows me to help more people in a more immediate way. I've talked about the slow way that the justice system acts, and I've talked about the successes that I've had in exposing lies, exposing frauds, and helping real people with real problems. I give them a leg up. I empower them. I give them an opportunity to defend themselves. And that's why I do this work. And I'm very proud of doing this work with my husband. It's really been a dream of mine to be able to work alongside my best friend and husband, Duke Gomez-Schempp.
Well, thank you.
So, did you have something to add?
Well, it's just getting going, by the way. You know, and what I like about what you're doing, you're using a skill which you're bilingual. You're very talented in writing and speaking English, writing and speaking Spanish, as well as several other languages. And so when you go into these, you know, those of you out there who don't believe that Cindy's translating right, you know, have someone else that's fluent in Spanish translate, and you'll see that she's doing a great job, and she's basically saying what's being said.
Right, and for my Spanish-speaking peeps in there who can vouch for me, if you're listening and you're watching what I'm translating, let them know if I deviate from what's being said, or if you think that there's a better way it could be translated, let people know. I do want to thank some of the people on our super chat that are donating. Dave Libby, I hope you are feeling a lot better. My friend Dave, thank you, he says, for all you guys do to keep everyone informed. Paloma for mental institution. Well, now that you mention that, I will bring up the fact that she still does have an order to be evaluated by a psychiatrist, have a psychiatric evaluation. She paid on that warrant. She paid money so that she wouldn't get arrested, so the warrant itself is no longer out for her. I know she's trying to diverge people from believing that she still got trouble and she's still in legal trouble, but don't believe it. She's still got a lot to answer for, and she will have to be brought to justice. Local girl, thank you for your support. All that's dark is brought into the light. Yes, it is. Eventually, all of the lies and all of the hatred and the bullying and the victims that she has harmed, all those things will be brought into the light. Bo Garcia, thank you. He says, you are amazing. Thank you for your support. To all of you, I know that it is very, very difficult, especially in situations where there is so much, you know, entanglements and manipulation and evil that are poured into the efforts, like the one to attack Oscar and Anthony by Paloma. But let me share this audio with you in which she talks about how she is determined to get them. Here it is.
No manches, Alejandra, se va a volver loco, porque te voy a decir algo. Estos cabrones fueron los que pusieron a la tamalera desde un principio o sea, ellos la pusieron a que hiciera todas estas fregaderas, ¿no? Pero yo, la verdad es que no tenía manera de comprobarlo. O sea, yo lo único que podía decir es, pues sí, son Oscar y el otro idiota los que están detrás de todo esto y no sé qué, ¿no? Pero la verdad es que pues todo quedaba en lo que yo dijera. Y porque si te das cuenta, a ellos nunca los habían... O sea, lo único que de la única manera que yo lo había podido comprobar era que el Oscar de ahí le donaba 20 pesos, 30 pesos, porque ya ves que aparte de todo es un pinche codo muerto de hambre, como le digo. Y luego que el Anthony una vez lo compartió en su página. Pero pues fuera de eso, pues no, o sea, ya hay que una foto ahí, pero pues X, ¿no? Todo el mundo se toma fotos con todo el mundo. Pero ya ahorita ellos dos, cada uno haciendo sus showcitos, sus ridiculeces, a mí ya me da lo que yo necesitaba para decir, ya ven, estos cabrones culeros fueron los que estaban detrás de todo desde un principio, y el otro pendejo se quedó callado y se quiso hacer el inocente mientras estaba su campaña, porque quería vivir de las donaciones de lo de la campaña, sabiendo que no tenía oportunidad alguna de ganar, sabiendo que no la tiene, pero ahí, en cuanto perdió, porque ni siquiera con 80,000 seguidores pudo ponerse a trabajar y de verdad hacer una campaña de verdad, luego se lanzó a atacarme descaradamente, porque pues ya no le importa la campaña por el momento, y ahora no los vamos a dejar de atacar. Si es necesario, cada semana, cada domingo, cada sábado, no sé, vamos a hacer un show sobre ellos, a desmentir todas sus pendejadas, porque ya me tienen hasta la madre. Y ¿sabes qué? ¿Sabes qué es lo peor de todo, Alejandra? Que normalmente yo estaba sola enojada, tú estabas sola enojada, Sandra estaba sola enojada, pero ahorita todos estamos enojados juntos. Entonces ya todos enojados juntos ya somos peligrosos, porque ya somos muchos, y la gente nos va a creer, y la gente nos va a poner atención, y van a perder todas sus donaciones, y van a perder todo, vas a ver, se van a volver locos, hasta que hagan una pendejada, y el Anthony posiblemente termine en la cárcel, y el otro baboso, quién sabe dónde va a terminar.
So, the obsession, I mean, we're not just doing this so that we can expose the truth. I need for you guys to think. I need for you guys to analyze. I always look at the patterns of behavior, the obsessive behavior behind a lot of these stalkers and bullies. You remember Mulaney Stoneman, guys? Mm-hmm. Remember some of these people? The obsessive nature of their ramblings, the way that they talked. Let's analyze what she says, piece by piece.
No manches, Alejandra, se va a volver loco, porque te voy a decir algo. Estos cabrones fueron los que pusieron a la tamalera desde un principio.
He is gonna go crazy, Alex, because let me tell you something. These two were the ones that put the tamalera up to it from the beginning. Again, the tamalera is a reference to yours truly. Go on.
O sea, ellos la pusieron a que hiciera todas estas fregaderas, ¿no? Pero yo, la verdad, es que no tenía manera de comprobarlo. O sea,
because they're the ones that had her do all of these things. She's talking about the investigative journalism and reporting that I did about her. I don't think that I need to justify or explain the reporting that I did on her for anybody here, but to be clear, she admitted in this clip right there, she had no way of proving what she said. I had no way of proving any of that. She imagined, in other words, and has been repeating the lie that Anthony and Oscar put me up to doing those shows for all of the different crazy, insane reasons that she invented in her head, including the one in which she says that I had some kind of affair or some kind of sexual relationship with Oscar. We have a saying, a Mexican saying, el león piensa que todos son de su condición. The lion thinks everyone is like him. And no, I'm not like that. Just because she may be projecting the way that she behaves around other people, other men, is not the way that I behave. Go on.
Yo lo único que puedo decir es, pues sí, son Oscar y el otro idiota los que están detrás de todo esto y no sé qué, ¿no?
So all I could do, because she just said I couldn't prove any of that. So all I could do is tell people, yeah, it's Oscar and the other one that are behind these shows.
Pero la verdad es que pues todo quedaba en lo que yo dijera.
But the truth is, everything was just me saying it. Everything she had was just her word.
Y porque si te das cuenta, a ellos nunca los habían, o sea, lo único que yo, de la única manera que yo lo había podido comprobar,
I mean, the only thing that I could point to, that I could prove,
era que el Oscar de ahí le donaba 20 pesos, 30 pesos.
that Oscar would donate to her, to them, 20 pesos, 30 pesos.
Porque ya ves que aparte de todo es un pinche codo muerto de hambre, como le digo. Y
Because on top of everything, he's a tightwad, so that's all he would donate.
Y luego que el Anthony una vez lo compartió en su página. Pero pues fuera de eso, pues no. O sea,
And then, of course, Anthony was sharing the shows on his page. But outside of that, there really wasn't anything.
ya, y que una foto ahí, pero pues X, ¿no? Todo mundo
I mean, but they also took a picture together. But what does that mean? I mean,
toma fotos con todo mundo. Pero ya ahorita
everyone takes pictures with everyone, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But
ellos dos, cada uno haciendo sus showcitos, sus ridiculeces, a mí ya me da lo que yo necesitaba para decir, ya ven, estos cabrones culeros fueron los
But then, they went and did their shows, their interviews, I think is what she's referring to. And it gives me what I need to say
que estaban detrás de todo desde un principio.
that they were the ones behind everything from the very beginning.
Y el otro pendejo se quedó callado y se quiso hacer el...
And that other idiot, she's referring to Anthony, he tried to stay quiet and not say anything because he was on doing his political campaigning.
El inocente mientras estaba su campaña porque quería vivir de las donaciones de lo de la campaña.
So he was just staying quiet while he was campaigning because he wanted to live off of the donations of people.
Sabiendo que no tenía oportunidad alguna de ganar, sabiendo que no la tiene.
Knowing that he didn't have a chance of winning, knowing that he still doesn't have any chances.
Pero ahí, en cuanto perdió, porque ni siquiera con 80,000 seguidores pudo ponerse.
But then when he lost, because even with 80,000 followers, he still couldn't win. He couldn't work.
A trabajar y de verdad hacer una campaña de verdad. Luego
He couldn't do a real campaign for himself.
se lanzó a atacarme descaradamente porque pues ya no le importa la campaña por el momento.
So when it was over, he attacked me mercilessly because he doesn't care about campaigning anymore.
Y ahora no los vamos a dejar de atacar. Si es necesario, cada semana.
So now I'm not going to stop attacking them. If it's necessary, every single week.
Cada domingo, cada sábado, no sé, vamos a hacer un show sobre ellos.
Every Saturday, every Sunday, I don't know, but we're going to make shows about them.
A desmentir todas sus pendejadas porque ya me tienen hasta la madre. Y sabes,
To defend against all of their lies because they've got me at my wit's end.
¿Sabes qué es lo peor de todo, Alejandra? Que normalmente yo estaba sola enojada, tú estabas sola enojada.
And you know what? I used to be alone in my anger, and you were alone in your anger.
Sandra estaba sola enojada, pero ahorita todos estamos enojados.
Sandra was alone in her anger, but now we are all together and we're all angry together.
Juntos. Entonces ya todos enojados juntos, ya somos peligrosos porque ya somos muchos. Y la gente
So together, all of us angry, we are very dangerous.
nos va a creer y la gente nos va a poner atención y van a
Because all together, we are credible. People are going to listen to what we have to say, and people are going to believe us.
perder todas sus donaciones y van a perder todo, vas a ver. Se van
And they're going to lose all their donations, and they're going to lose everything they have.
a volver locos hasta que hagan una pendejada y el Anthony
And then they're going to go crazy. And then they're going to do something stupid.
posiblemente termine en la cárcel y el otro baboso, quién sabe dónde va a terminar.
One of them may end up in jail, and the other one, who knows what's going to happen to him. So, you hear the intent, right?
Yep.
You hear what the intentions that she has for these two individuals. She's very angry about anybody being able to make money off of what they're working on.
Yeah, and she's wrong because I'd like to thank Jan for making a $50 contribution.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Jan. I'd like to thank
Alex
Martinez for making a $10 donation. And we had a $99 donation. I think we might have mentioned that already.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. Keep it coming.
Keep it coming.
Let me share with you the next one that gives you some insight into what she thinks of herself. She considers herself to be a very important public figure. Everyone else is a loser, a criminal, somebody making money off of the movement, making money off of the campaigning, making money off of live streaming, except for her. And she's the important public figure. Take a listen. Here's that audio.
De verdad, o sea, como figura pública yo sí tengo que defenderme porque pues si fuera, no sé, cualquier persona y luego cualquier persona atacándome a mí, una o dos personas, pues no pasa nada, ¿no? O sea, la verdad no pasa mucho. Pero cuando estés hablando de alguien que tiene el potencial que tengo yo, de salir en la tele, de que, o sea, y ahorita yo la verdad me he reservado muchísimo, Ale, porque raramente, o sea, o sea, y nada más te estoy diciendo las cosas como son. Raramente subí mucho de peso el año pasado, justo cuando la brasileña me amenazó que yo iba a pesar 450 libras. Y pues no, nunca llegó a tal grado, obviamente, ¿no? Pero sí se me hizo un cuerpo muy raro, lo cual, o sea, imagínate, si tú, que la verdad te ves bastante bien, tú crees que estás gorda y te hacen creer eso. O sea, imagínate, yo el año pasado me sentía así como una albóndiga, ¿me entiendes? Y lo lograron, o sea, y fue con brujería, porque yo te puedo asegurar que con dieta no he bajado de peso. O sea, he hecho todo menos dieta. Hoy me comí un raspado con 500 calorías, o sea, créeme que no lo estoy haciendo con dieta, como lo que quiera, a la hora que yo quiera, como yo quiera, y que casualmente estoy bajando y bajando y bajando de peso. Porque la verdad es que me defiendo espiritualmente, porque no dejo que me afecte espiritualmente todo lo que hacen. Y me lo han confesado, porque llega un momento en que se desesperan y te lo confiesan y te dicen, te vamos a hacer calva para finales de tal año y bla, bla, bla. Lo dicen porque repiten lo que dicen los brujos, o sea, por eso lo dicen. No creas que lo dicen nada más por decirlo, lo dicen porque algún brujillo por ahí les dijo, no te preocupes, la vamos a dejar calva para tal fecha. Y estos babosos le creen a los brujos y lo repiten y ellos solitos se echan de cabeza. Entonces, bueno, a lo que voy es que no sé cualquier persona, tengo mucha gente viéndome, o sea, ahora en mis videos chafas tengo 800 personas viéndolos y ahorita la verdad no me he interesado mucho por crecer el canal, pero si lo quisiera crecer, o sea, gané 6,000 seguidores en un mes. Oscar en su Tierra de Libertad lleva 2 o 3 años y lleva 1,000 seguidores.
Okay, now I'm going to translate it. It is cuckoo crazy, okay? It is cuckoo crazy. She blames everyone and everything for her failures, for her lack of following. She never takes responsibility for all of the actions, for all of the burned bridges, for all the bullying, for all of the attacks, for all the damage that has caused her to lose her following, that has caused her to have all of these actions in court against her, these warrants out for her arrest, these criminal charges against her. She forgets about all of the damning evidence that has been presented about her. She didn't become famous at the border. She's infamous for pushing a migrant child. And through my reporting, you learned that she abuses animals. Thanks to Mary Tando, you also learned that she takes money in exchange for sex. Thanks to Alexa, you learned that she calls people from hotel rooms where she is in a state of undress with the man in bed. You've learned that she extorted thousands of dollars out of an undocumented man, promising that she would marry him. You've learned that she abuses disabled, nonverbal adults. Thanks to her own video. Thanks to her own audio. You heard that she stalks Jimena Sanchez. You heard that she's obsessed with witchcraft. Through her own mouth, you learned these things. And now I'm going to tell you what she said in this audio about herself.
De verdad, o sea, como figura pública, yo sí tengo que defenderme porque...
I mean, truthfully, as a public figure, I have to defend myself.
Porque pues si fuera, no sé, cualquier persona y luego cualquier persona atacándome a mí, una o dos personas, pues no pasa nada, ¿no? O sea, la verdad.
I mean, if I was just a regular person and there was a few people attacking me, I mean, it wouldn't mean anything, right?
No pasa mucho. Pero cuando estés hablando de alguien que tiene el potencial que tengo yo, de que...
But when you're talking about somebody that has the kind of potential that I have...
De salir en la tele, de que... O sea, y ahorita yo la verdad me he reservado muchísimo, Ale, porque... Raramente, o sea, o sea, y nada más te...
That has the potential of being on television and doing the... You know, I got to tell you, Alex, I rarely...
Estoy diciendo las cosas como son. Raramente subí mucho de peso el año pasado, justo.
I rarely gain weight like I did last year, okay?
Cuando la brasileña me amenazó que yo...
Like I did last year when the Brazilian witch that she's talking about a woman, a model from New York named Fabiana Baldo. Okay, she's talking about a model, a young 20-something-year-old model from New York who she claims did voodoo witchcraft on her and made her fat. Okay? I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. Go on.
Iba a pesar 450 libras. Y pues no.
She threatened me saying I was going to weigh 450 pounds.
Nunca llegó a tal grado, obviamente, ¿no? Pero sí se me hizo un cuerpo muy raro.
It never got that bad, but I did end up having this strangely shaped body.
Cual, o sea, imagínate, si tú, que la verdad te ves bastante bien, tú crees que estás gorda y te hacen creer eso.
Just imagine if you, who, really don't look that bad, feel like you're fat and you've been made to feel fat and you believe that about yourself.
O sea, imagínate, yo el año pasado me sentía así como una albóndiga, ¿me entiendes?
You can imagine how I felt last year. I mean, I felt like a meatball.
Y lo lograron, o sea, y fue con brujería, porque yo te puedo...
And they achieved this through witchcraft.
Asegurar que con dieta no he bajado de peso.
Because I can assure you, I've lost the weight without dieting, okay?
O sea, he hecho todo menos dieta. Hoy me comí un raspado con 500 calorías, o sea...
I have done everything except diet. I mean, this morning I had a sorbet with 500 and some plus calories.
Créeme que no lo estoy haciendo con dieta, como lo que quiera, a la hora que yo quiera, como yo quiera.
Believe me, I don't diet. I eat whatever I want, whenever I want, all throughout the day.
Y que casualmente estoy bajando y bajando y bajando de peso.
And incidentally, I keep losing more and more and more weight.
Porque la verdad es que me defiendo espiritualmente.
Because I've been defending myself spiritually.
Porque no dejo que me afecte espiritualmente todo lo que hacen.
Because I don't allow all the things they do to affect me spiritually.
Y me lo han confesado, porque llega un momento en que se desesperan y te lo confiesan y te dicen...
And they've confessed what they're doing to me because they get to a point where they're desperate and they confess it.
Te vamos a hacer calva para finales de tal año y bla, bla, bla.
They'll say something like, we're going to make you go bald by the end of the year, or blah, blah, blah.
Lo dicen porque repiten lo que dicen los brujos. O sea,
and they say that because they're repeating what the witches tell them.
Eso lo dicen. No creas que lo dicen nada más por decirlo, lo dicen porque
That's why they say it. Don't think that they're saying it just to speak.
algún brujillo por ahí le dijo, oh, no te preocupes, la vamos a dejar calva para tal fecha.
Because some witch told them, don't worry, we're going to make her go bald by such and so date.
Estos babosos le creen a los brujos y lo repiten.
And these idiots who believe in the witches, they repeat what the witches tell them.
Solitos se echan de cabeza.
And they tell on themselves that they're using witches.
Entonces, bueno, a lo que voy es que no sé cualquier persona. Tengo mucha
So my point is, I'm not some nobody, okay?
gente viéndome. O sea, ahora en mis videos chafas
I have thousands of people watching me.
tengo 800 personas viéndolos.
I had, in the last videos I did, 800 people watching at a time.
Y ahorita la verdad no me he interesado mucho por crecer el canal. Pero
And to be honest, right now, I haven't been really concerning myself with growing my channel, growing my following.
si lo quisiera crecer, o sea, ve, gané 6,000 seguidores en un mes. O
Because if I wanted to focus on growing my following, I mean, I could do it. Give me 6 months. Look,
Oscar en su Tierra de Libertad lleva 2 o 3 años y lleva 1,000 seguidores.
Oscar on his Tierra en Libertad page has that he's had for 2 or 3 years, and he's only got 1,000 followers. So once again, she has some delusions of grandeur about her pages and about what she does with her pages. Let me thank some of our followers, interact with some of our followers. Mary Tando Quintanilla, one of the first ladies that I interviewed about this woman, Paloma. She says, thank you for your donation, Mary. She says, Paloma for Trump has no room to talk about anyone's intelligence. Cindy is one of the most intelligent women I know. Aw, thank you. I try to use it to help folks. The skills that I've learned, I try to use them to help people and empower people. So thank you. We have another one from Miss Red Badger.
Well, thank you.
Mexican witchcraft meatballs, priceless. I know, right? She's like, I felt like a meatball. Well, look over my shoulder. I think you looked like one and you felt like one. We also got a $100 donation from Domingo Hernandez. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Sophia, thank you for your donation. This is so funny. She says, thank you for the laugh. Your translation is 100%. Thank you,
Nice.
Sophia. There's a lot of people, bilingual people that watch and listen to my shows. I do shows in Spanish too. So I know what I'm doing. I started a translating corporation. I incorporated a business when I was 21 years old. So folks, let me show you how delusional she gets. Every single person she has targeted, from Jimena Sanchez on Fox Sports. She's called the Kim Kardashian of Mexico. Google Jimena Sanchez and take a look. And this is a really a stunningly beautiful woman, model, and very successful sportscaster. Fabiana Baldo, gorgeous, young model from New York. Also has no need, no desire. There would be no reason for her to want the life of
Meatball for Trump.
Absolutely. But in the delusional mind of Paloma, every single person that she stalks and that she attacks, they wanted her life. Listen to how she talks about Oscar and Anthony wanting her life. Take a listen.
Yo sé que a veces es desesperante porque dices, oye, este infeliz me robó, se burló de mí, me humilló, me hizo, pues, ve lo que me ha hecho a mí. Pero él solito va a caer, él solito va a caer. Tú prendete unas veladoras blancas que te limpie de todo rencor, coraje que te haya dejado, humillación, dolor, pérdida, todo lo que te haya hecho. Y él solito se le va a regresar. Hazme caso. Y protégete, porque seguramente él te tiene miedo. Y como te tiene miedo, te está deseando mal para que te vaya mal. Igual y por eso tú también te sigues sintiendo así. Porque el tipo es súper miedoso, súper paranoico. Y si sabe que tú le sabes cosas, o sea, naturalmente él va a querer a ti callarte de alguna forma, que te vaya mal para que te calles, para mantenerte ahí con la boca tapada, ¿me entiendes? Mira, yo te voy a explicar algo. Un mal no es precisamente que alguien te haga brujería. Por ejemplo, la Tamales, ¿no? A mí, yo te puedo asegurar que ella no me hace brujería, pero ella me desea mucho mal, ¿sí me entiendes? Ella me desea mucho mal, ella quiere que a mí me vaya muy mal, ella quiere que yo termine enferma, destruida, me odia. Entonces, aunque ella no vaya con un brujo como tal, a pedir que me maten o que me desfiguren o que me metan a la cárcel, aunque ella no pida eso, ella lo está haciendo de otras formas, lo está haciendo con su energía. A veces la energía de las personas es muy fuerte. Obviamente la energía de Oscar es fuerte, porque si no fuera fuerte no hubiera logrado las cosas que ha logrado. Son personas, mira, te explico más o menos con ellos. Son personas que ya llegaron a un punto en su vida donde ya están grandes. O sea, ya Tamales tiene como 50 y tantos años, no sé. No tiene nada, ella no gana bien, ella no tiene una carrera como tú, ella no tiene, o sea, presume de haberla tenido, pero pues yo no veo que le sirva de nada, porque si la tuviera, le sirviera de algo, estaría bien vestida, viviría bien, andaría con trajes, o sea, no estaría ahí toda mal vestida, toda fachosa, en la sala de su casa en calzones haciendo videos, ¿me entiendes? Para ganarse $80, que se te van en una entradita al restaurante más barato, te gastas $80 en 2 o 3 personas, ¿no? Entonces, tú lo que tienes que hacer es, si él te hizo daño y tú sigues sintiendo ese daño y obviamente le sigues teniendo mucho rencor, o sea, yo lo escucho en tu voz, te causó dolor, o sea, obviamente yo lo escucho, lo siento en tu voz, en tu energía, o sea, sigues dolida, te lastimó, ¿no? Entonces, lo que tiene, y sientes que de alguna manera te lo sigue haciendo, porque créeme que si no te lo siguiera haciendo, tú ya ahorita ya te hubieras olvidado de él, y ya, hasta ahí hubieras llegado, ¿no? O sea, ya dices, bueno, ya, adiós y todo. Y el tipo es un desgraciado, porque él jugó contigo, te engañó, jugó con tus sentimientos para sacarte dinero, y eso es muy, muy podrido, eso no se hace. Si te das cuenta, él tiene 39 años, es un deportado, no tiene una carrera, es un don nadie. Lo poco que tiene lo ha tenido últimamente aquí en Tijuana, haciendo lo mismo que hice yo. Yo lo hice, pues, obviamente sí me importa mucho la causa, porque tú sabes que soy muy, muy fiel a mi causa, lo hago de corazón y todo, pero tampoco lo hice así como me voy a hacer grande. O sea, yo me hice conocida y todo, casi por casualidad, o sea, lo que me refiero es que yo no lo planeé, no dije, voy a hacer videos para hacerme famosa. No, me hice conocida pues porque así se dieron las cosas, no porque yo lo haya planeado. Pero él sí lo planeó, él sí dijo, ¿sabes qué? Esta chava se está haciendo súper fuerte aquí en Tijuana, todo el mundo la está entrevistando, no sé qué, ahí voy yo. Y se vino tras de mí, si te das cuenta, me empezó a imitar, me empezó a buscar, empezó a pegárseme y todo, porque él quería lo que yo quería. O sea, ellos querían un pedazo de lo que me estaba pasando a mí, él y Anthony.
Okay, let's break it down.
Okay.
Here it goes.
Yo sé que a veces es desesperante porque dices, oye, este infeliz me robó, se burló de mí, me humilló.
I know it's frustrating sometimes because you think to yourself, this guy made fun of me. He
me hizo, pues, ve lo que me ha hecho a mí. Pero
he did these things to me. I mean, just look what he did to me.
Él solito va a caer. Tú prendete unas veladoras blancas.
But he's going to pay. He's going to end up paying. He's going to fall. You light some white candles.
Que que te limpie de todo rencor, coraje, que te
that'll cleanse all your resentment and your anger,
haya dejado humillación, dolor,
the humiliation, the pain,
pérdida, todo lo que te haya hecho.
the loss that you feel, all the things that he did to you.
Y él solito se le va a regresar. Hazme caso.
And believe me, it'll all go back to him, all on its own.
Y protégete porque seguramente él te tiene miedo. Y como
And protect yourself because I bet you he's afraid of you.
te tiene miedo, te está deseando mal para que te vaya mal igual y por eso
He desires bad things for you so that bad things will happen to you.
tú también te sigues sintiendo así.
And that's why you feel the way you still do.
El tipo es súper miedoso, súper paranoico y si sabe que tú
He's a scaredy cat and he's super paranoid.
le sabes cosas, o sea, naturalmente él va a querer a ti callarte de alguna forma, que te vaya mal
And naturally, of course, he's going to want to shut you up in some fashion.
para que te calles, para mantenerte ahí con la boca tapada, ¿me entiendes?
So that you can shut up and keep your mouth shut.
Mira, yo te voy a explicar algo. Un mal no es precisamente que alguien te haga brujería.
Listen, I'm going to explain something to you, okay? The bad that happens doesn't necessarily have to happen through witchcraft.
Por ejemplo, la tamales, ¿no? A mí, yo te puedo asegurar que ella no me hace brujería.
For example, the tamales lady. Again, that's a reference to me. I can assure you that that lady is not doing witchcraft on me.
Pero ella me desea mucho mal, ¿sí me entiendes?
But she desires bad things for me. You understand?
Ella me desea mucho mal, ella quiere que a mí me vaya muy mal, ella quiere que
She wants things to go badly for me.
yo termine enferma, destruida,
She wants me to get sick. She wants me to feel destroyed.
me odia. Entonces, aunque
She hates me.
ella no vaya con un brujo como tal, a pedir que me maten o
So even if she doesn't go to a witch formally and request that I be murdered
que me desfiguren
or that I become disfigured
o que me metan a la cárcel.
or that I be sent to jail,
Aunque ella no pida eso, ella lo está haciendo de otras formas, lo está haciendo con
even if she doesn't request it from a witch, she's doing it in a different way.
su energía. A veces la energía de las personas es muy fuerte.
Through her energy. Sometimes people's energy is very strong.
Obviamente la energía de Oscar es fuerte, porque si no fuera fuerte,
Obviously, Oscar's energy is strong because if it wasn't,
no hubiera logrado las cosas que ha logrado. Son personas, mira, te explico más o menos.
he wouldn't have been able to achieve everything he's achieved so far. Let me explain a little further, okay?
Con ellos. Son personas que ya llegaron a un punto en su vida donde ya están grandes. O sea,
These are people that have arrived at a point in their life where they're all grown up, right?
ya Tamales tiene como 50 y tantos años, no sé.
Tamales is about some years old. I don't know.
No tiene nada, ella no gana bien, ella no tiene
She doesn't have anything. She doesn't earn well. She has nothing.
una carrera como tú, ella no tiene,
She doesn't have a career like you do.
o sea, presume de haberla tenido, pero pues yo no veo que le sirva de nada, porque si la
She brags about having had one, but she doesn't seem to use it for anything.
tuviera, si le sirviera de algo, estaría bien vestida,
If it had any value to her and she was taking advantage of it, she would be better dressed.
viviría bien, andaría con trajes, o sea,
She would be wearing suits. She would be living in a different place.
no estaría ahí toda mal vestida, toda fachosa, en la sala de su casa en calzones,
She wouldn't be all raggedy and poorly dressed in the living room of her house,
haciendo videos, ¿me entiendes?
sitting in her underwear doing videos
Para ganarse $80, que
just to make a measly $80.
en una entradita a cualquier, al restaurante más barato.
That you would spend like nothing in the cheapest of restaurants.
Te gastas $80 en 2 o 3 personas, ¿no?
Where you spend like $80 or on 2 or 3 people.
Entonces, tú lo que tienes que hacer es...
So, what you have to do is...
daño y tú sigues sintiendo ese daño y obviamente le sigues teniendo mucho rencor, o sea, yo lo escucho.
You still you have to try to get rid of the feelings that you still have. You obviously still have rancor for him, resentment.
Te causó dolor. O sea,
he caused you pain.
Yo lo escucho, lo siento en tu voz.
I can hear it in your voice. I can feel that you still do.
Energía, o sea, sigues dolida, sigues...
It's in your energy. Your pain is in your energy.
Te lastimó, ¿no?
He hurt you.
Entonces, lo que tiene, y sientes que de alguna manera te lo sigue haciendo, porque créeme que si no te lo siguiera haciendo.
And you can feel that he's still doing some harm to you. And believe me, because if you didn't...
¿no? Tú ya ahorita ya te hubieras olvidado de él. Y ya,
you would have forgotten about him by now.
O sea, ya, bueno, ya, adiós y todo. Y el tipo es
you would have said goodbye to it and forgotten about it by now.
Porque él jugó contigo, te engañó.
But he played with you and he lied to you.
Jugó con tus sentimientos para sacarte dinero. Y
he manipulated your emotions to get you to give him money.
Eso es muy, muy podrido, eso no se hace.
And that is very, very low.
Si te das cuenta, él tiene 39 años, es un deportado.
If you realize that he's 39 years old, he's been deported.
No tiene una carrera, es un don nadie.
He has no career, he's a nobody.
Lo poco que tiene lo ha tenido últimamente aquí en Tijuana.
What little he's obtained, he barely received recently here in Tijuana.
Lo mismo que hice yo lo hice.
By doing what I was doing.
Pues, obviamente sí me importa mucho la causa porque tú sabes que soy muy fiel.
Obviously, I really care about the cause because I'm very loyal and, I do it for my heart.
A mi causa, lo hago de corazón y todo, pero tampoco lo hice así como para, me voy a hacer grande, o sea, yo me hice conocida y todo.
But I never did any of it because I was like planning, I'm going to become famous and important or anything like that.
Todo, casi por casualidad, o sea.
It happened basically by accident.
O sea, lo que me refiero es que yo no lo planeé, no dije, voy a...
What I'm referring to is that I never planned my fame.
Hacer videos para hacerme famosa. No, me hice conocida pues porque así se dieron las cosas, no porque yo lo haya...
I just became famous because that's how things went down.
Planeado, pero él sí lo planeó.
Because I hadn't planned it. I hadn't tried to plan it. But he did. He planned it.
Él sí dijo, ¿sabes qué? Esta chava se está haciendo súper fuerte aquí en Tijuana. Todo el mundo...
He planned it and said to himself, you know what? That woman, she's talking to herself like he was thinking about Paloma. That woman is making it real big. She's hitting it real big here in Tijuana. She's being interviewed and this and that and the other thing. And if you think about it, he started to look for me. He started to imitate me. He started hanging out with me. Because he wanted what I wanted. They both wanted what I had. They wanted a piece of what I was getting. Him and Anthony. Now, again, I beg you to go back and watch the interviews I did with Anthony and watch the interview that I did with Oscar El Blue Ramirez, because I gave receipts. I showed on Anthony's interview that the person that looked and basically started stalking Anthony and spamming him so that she could get his attention was Paloma. She wanted to go near Anthony. She wanted to hang out with Anthony and with Blue. She was the one searching for those, not the other way around. But go and look for yourselves. This next audio talks about how she feels that these attacks from Oscar and Anthony, which again are all in her head, are intended to take away her credibility. Here you go.
Sí, pero a ellos pronto les va a empezar a llover y les va a llover muy fuerte. Yo, la verdad, no me había defendido porque no había tenido tiempo, estaba muy ocupada. La verdad, el año pasado tuve varios problemas, ahorita ya los he ido solucionando y yo te puedo asegurar que a los tres, y más que nada al Oscar y a la Cindy, les va a llover y les va a llover fuerte. De verdad, o sea, no es por asustarte, pero, o sea, de verdad deberías de checarte que estés feliz, no te haya pasado ninguna enfermedad, porque quién sabe con cuántas viejas ha metido, imagínate, o sea, a lo largo de su vida, o sea, tiene casi 40 años, imagínate si así es todo lo que ha hecho, ¿me entiendes? Digo, yo sé que esto de social media es nuevo para él, entonces, pues, a lo mejor no lo había hecho antes, pero igual y lo había hecho de otras formas, en persona, ¿no? Claro, seguramente te iba a grabar, o sea, ¿por qué te va a hablar con tres en llamada, en conferencia, si no es para grabarte? Porque quiere atraparte, quiere que le niegues todo y que digas, ay no, yo no fui, pinche viejo, abusivo, mentiroso. Sí, según él, trabajando, divirtiéndose, porque está tan ardido que no sabe ya qué hacer, a estar queriendo rebotar, está rebotando de las paredes del coraje, porque no sabe, esta no la vio venir, Alejandra. ¿Qué onda, amiga? Oye, quitaron la página, donde le estaban haciendo burla a tu ex, y ahorita, pues la verdad, mira, una de las señoras que está así como que tratando de ser referee entre todos, nos dijo a todos que bajáramos las páginas, entonces esa página ya la bajaron, entonces estos güeyes no van a dejar de atacar. Se supone que el Oscar hoy va a hacer un live con la Tamales y todo, y la tamalera y demás, y que no sé qué, que atacándome y demás. Entonces, de todas maneras hay que estar al pendiente a ver cómo le vamos a dar, porque yo estoy segura que ellos no van a dejar de atacar, te lo garantizo, porque en el momento que se desesperen, van a empezar a atacar otra vez. No, todo es sobre mí, no tiene nada que ver contigo, porque quieren quitarme toda credibilidad, porque al quitarme toda credibilidad, lo que yo diga de ellos nunca les va a poder afectar, porque como están muertos de hambre y quieren vivir de donaciones, les da pavor que yo los siga atacando y así cuando yo hable la gente no me hace caso. Pero si me mandas ese video, ahorita mismo lo exponemos. No importa, yo soy muy persistente, ellos no me conocen. Tú mándame ese video y créeme que yo lo voy a reventar, para que se le quite estar de hocicón, porque no tiene nada más que mentiras en mi contra, porque no tienen nada mejor que hacer. Si ya los conozco, pero yo también los voy a exponer, yo también soy algo serio. Y la verdad es que él te robó dinero, te engañó y lo hace con mucha gente, no nada más contigo. Ale, ahora está inventando que yo le tiré la onda y que no sé qué, y que yo quería con él, pero que él no quiso. Es un estúpido, ridículo. Sí, te marco. Creo que todavía no sabe. Creo que todavía no ha visto.
Okay. Let's go through this and break it down.
Sí, pero a ellos pronto les va a empezar a llover y les va a llover muy fuerte. Yo, la verdad, no me había defendido porque no...
You know, it's going to rain down pretty hard on them very, very soon, okay? And it's going to be very hard. Because honestly, I hadn't really been defending myself.
No había tenido tiempo, estaba muy ocupada.
I didn't have time. I've been very busy.
La verdad, el año pasado tuve varios problemas. Ahorita,
especially this last year, I've been having a lot of problems.
Ya los he ido solucionando. Y yo te puedo asegurar que a los tres, y más que nada al Oscar y a la Cindy, les va a llover y les va a llover fuerte.
But now, I'm going to make it rain down very hard on them. All three of them. And especially Oscar and Cindy.
De verdad, o sea, no es por asustarte, pero, o sea, de verdad deberías de checarte que estés feliz, no te haya pasado ninguna enfermedad, porque...
Honestly, I hope that this guy didn't give you something, some disease.
Con cuántas viejas ha metido, imagínate, o sea, a lo largo de su vida, o sea, tiene casi 40 años, imagínate.
Just imagine how many women he's had throughout his life. He's almost 40.
Si así es, todo lo que ha hecho, ¿me entiendes? Digo, yo sé que esto de social media es nuevo para él, entonces, pues, a lo mejor no lo había hecho antes, pero igual lo había hecho de otras formas.
I mean, it's possible that, you know, this social media thing, he's new to it. So maybe he never had done it before, but he could have done it before in a different way.
En persona, ¿no? Claro, seguramente te iba a grabar, o sea, ¿por qué te va a hablar con tres en llamada, en conferencia, si no es para grabarte?
Of course, he was probably going to record you. I mean, why would you be put on a conference call if you weren't going to be recorded? He wants to entrap you and make you deny everything.
Yo no fui, bicho viejo, abusivo, mentiroso.
Abusive, lying, old man, jerk.
Sí, según él, trabajando, divirtiéndose, porque está tan
Oh, of course, according to him, he's working and having fun.
ardido que no sabe ya qué hacer, a estar queriendo estar rebotando de las paredes del coraje, porque no sabe, esta no la vio venir, Alejandra.
He's bouncing off the wall with anger, but he didn't see this coming.
¿Qué onda, amiga? Oye, quitaron la página, donde le estaban haciendo burla a tu ex.
Hey, they took down the page where they were making fun of your ex. Ha ha ha.
Y ahorita, pues la verdad, mira, una de las señoras que está así como que tratando de ser referee entre todos, nos dijo a todos que bajáramos las páginas.
So, the truth is that right now, some woman that is trying to be a mediator between all of us asked us to take all the pages down.
Entonces, esa página ya la bajaron. Entonces, estos güeyes no van a dejar de atacar. Se supone que el Oscar hoy va a hacer un live con la Tamales.
But, so everybody took them down. But, you know, they're not going to stop attacking. Supposedly, Oscar is going to do an interview with Tamales today.
Y todo, y la tamalera y demás. Y que no sé qué, que atacándome y demás. Entonces, de todas
Saying they're going to attack me and all this stuff. So,
maneras hay que estar al pendiente a ver cómo le vamos a dar. Porque yo estoy segura que ellos no van a dejar de atacar. Te lo
so we got to be vigilant to see how we're going to attack. Because I don't think they're going to stop attacking.
garantizo. Porque en el momento que se desesperen, van a empezar a atacar otra vez. No,
Because when they get desperate, they're going to start to attack again.
todo es sobre mí, no tiene nada que ver contigo. Porque quieren quitarme toda credibilidad, porque al quitarme toda credibilidad.
No, this is only about me. It's trying to take away my credibility because they know they can take away my credibility.
Lo que yo diga de ellos nunca les va a poder afectar porque como están
And if they do that, then whatever I say about them won't affect them.
muertos de hambre y quieren vivir de donaciones, les da pavor
Because they're starving, and they want to live off of people's donations.
que yo los siga atacando y así cuando yo hable la gente no me hace caso. Pero
So that's why they want to take away my credibility so that when I speak, no one will believe what I say.
me mandas ese video, ahorita mismo lo exponemos. No importa, no
But if you send me that video right now, I will put it out immediately.
importa, yo soy muy persistente, ellos no me conocen. Tú mándame ese video y créeme que yo lo voy a reventar para que se le quite estar de hocicón porque
I'm very persistent. And believe me, if you send me that video, I will make it go viral.
no tienen nada más que mentiras en mi contra, porque no tienen nada mejor que hacer. Si ya los conozco, pero yo también los voy a exponer, yo también soy algo serio.
They think that they're just going to be spreading lies about me because that's all they have. It's all lies. But I am also to be reckoned with. I am also something to be reckoned with.
Y la verdad es que él te robó dinero, te engañó y lo hace con mucha gente, no nada más contigo.
And the truth is that he lied to you and he manipulated you out of your money, defrauded you out of your money, and Not just you.
Ahora está inventando que yo le tiré la onda y que no sé qué.
Now he's inventing that I came on to him and I don't know what else.
Yo quería con él, pero que él no quiso.
He's telling people that I wanted to be involved with him in some way, and that, but he didn't want me. And she laughs.
Estúpido, ridículo.
Stupid, ridiculous man.
Sí, te marco. Creo que todavía no sabe. Creo que todavía no ha visto.
Yeah, I'll call you. All right, so let me show you some images. What I think really happened here, and again, I don't know for sure. I am not here to shame victims. I am here to expose the lies of this woman. But in this text message that I obtained, in this text message that I obtained, give me 1 second here. The person that she is speaking to, her latest victim, I should say, asks a lot of questions. This is one indicator to me that this person started to smell that something was rotten in Denmark and started to ask, what is the truth? Because this woman is spewing a lot of things, but she has no evidence to back it up. This is what it says. I want to know what threats he made. She's referring to Oscar, asking questions about the so-called threats. What people did he use? On which platforms did he threaten you? Did he harass you? Because I have not seen anything or anyone put anything out or him put anything out reacting to you or against you. I don't know who these other people are that you keep speaking of. When you say he called you a prostitute, where is that video? You could sue him with that video. So she's starting to question. She's like, wait a minute. You say he's saying these things. Where's the evidence of all the things you claim? Where are these other people? Where are the platforms that these things, these threats and these things have taken place on? And these are some of the things Paloma was saying. Take a look. In this text message, she says, and if you don't want to realize that this cockroach wants us to be enemies, I feel sorry for you. I can tell that he wants us to be enemies. But he doesn't faze me. I'm not afraid of him. I don't care about him. He spent months trying to F me over. And I warned him that one day all of it was going to come back on him. That's what it says, folks. That's what it says. So, again, her focus is on trying to bully this woman. You can see the tone. Hey, whatever questions you have, whatever doubts that you have, I don't know if you realize it, but that's probably the voodoo black magic getting to you, making you question things, making you feel, don't you realize that he wants us to be enemies? I feel sorry for you if you can't. That's the tone, right? That's what I think is going on. That the bullying and the threats and the pressure were escalating. Take a listen to this audio in which, again, she brings up the witchcraft.
Yo a los 2 años ya tenía este pelo. Yo no pagué para que un brujo me lo diera como él pagó por su visa.
I, at the age of 2, already had this hair. I didn't have to pay a witch to give it to me like he had to do for his visa. She's referring to Oscar in her mind, she believes that he obtained a visa to cross into the United States and that he did so fraudulently by hiring some crooked lawyer. These are her latest crazed allegations, none of which she has any foundation for, obviously, but doesn't stop her from repeating these lies. Now let's take a listen to this other delusional audio in which she claims she was born to be famous.
Así que avísale. Y no voy a dejar de defenderme. Ni por el Río Bravo, ni por la Casa Blanca, ni por esto, ni por aquello.
So put him on notice. I am not going to stop defending myself. Not because of the Rio Bravo, the Rio Bravo River. Not because of the White House. Not because of any reason.
Dios tiene un destino para mí. Y por la única...
God has a fate destined for me. And the only reason that I deviate from that destiny is because I'm being attacked. All I have to do is defend myself from that. I was born to have this hair. I was born to be famous. And the only reason that I sometimes get fat because they do witchcraft on me, or they manage to have my hair fall out, or they stop me in some way, is because of that witchcraft. So all I have to do is keep defending myself. I'm not doing anything to them. All I'm doing is defending myself. Do you detect the crazy, Duke?
Yeah.
She was born to be famous.
Born to be famous.
Anybody, so by this crazy logic, anyone that has a fame that she perceives belongs to her because it was her birthright is damaging her, is standing in her way, right?
Yep.
That belonged to her. It was her right, her birthright. Here comes the attack against America's Voice. Take a listen. And Ben Berquam.
Es más, hoy voy a etiquetar a Ben Berquam, America's Voice, a todo, porque como él se metió con los productores del programa que me contrató a mí, entonces ahora es mi turno. Yo nunca los había atacado porque pues la verdad se me hace de muy mal gusto, se me hace muy corriente, se me hace una traición en contra de Estados Unidos simplemente por el nombre de America's Voice, porque pues al final del día ellos no tienen la culpa de que él sea un cucaracho, mitómano, delincuente, pero como él se metió con mi canal, que bueno, con el canal que me contrató a mí, que también tiene el nombre de América, entonces ahora, hoy en mi video, que voy a compartir por todos lados y que me voy a asegurar de que todo el mundo comparte, que tenga miles de vistas, voy a etiquetar a America's Voice, voy a etiquetar a Ben Berquam, voy a etiquetar a Migración, voy a etiquetar a DHS, voy a etiquetar a todo el mundo. A BNN también, su basura, donde tratan de sacar dinero para que se le quite por haberse metido conmigo.
Okay.
Es más, hoy voy a etiquetar.
In fact, today I'm going to tag
Ben Berquam, America's Voice, a todo, porque como él se metió con
Ben Berquam, America's Voice, all of them.
los productores del programa que me contrató a mí.
Because they went and interfered with the program that hired me.
Entonces, ahora es mi turno. Yo nunca los había
Now, it's my turn to attack them. I had never attacked them.
porque pues la verdad se me hace de muy mal gusto, se me hace muy corriente.
Because I thought that would be really low to do. It would be treacherous to do.
Se me hace una traición en contra de Estados Unidos simplemente por
It feels like I'm betraying America because I mean the name.
el nombre de America's Voice, porque
It's America's Voice.
pues al final del día ellos no tienen la culpa de que él sea un cucaracho, mitómano.
I mean, honestly, it's not their fault that Oscar, that she refers to him as he, is a compulsive liar
Pero como
and a delinquent, But
metió con mi canal, que bueno, con el canal que me contrató a mí,
since he interfered with my channel, I mean, not my channel, but the channel that hired me,
que también tiene el nombre de América.
that also has the name America in it.
Entonces, ahora, hoy en mi video, que voy a compartir por todos lados,
So now, today, on my video that I will be sharing everywhere,
que me voy a asegurar de que todo el mundo comparte, que tenga
I am going to make sure that everyone shares this
miles de vistas.
and
Voy
that thousands and thousands of people see it.
a etiquetar America's Voice, voy a etiquetar a Ben Bergquam,
And I'm going to tag America's Voice, and I'm going to tag Ben Bergquam.
voy a etiquetar Migración, voy a etiquetar
And I'm also going to tag ICE, Immigration.
DHS, voy a etiquetar a todo el mundo.
I'm going to tag DHS. I'm going to tag the whole world.
También su basura, donde tratan de
Oh, and BNN too, his trash platform,
sacar dinero para que se le quite por haberse metido conmigo.
where he's trying to raise money for himself so that he learns not to mess with me. By the way, thank you to those of you. I've been watching some of your comments. I want to, stay on track. I'd love to read more of your comments and engage with you, but then we would never get through the show, right?
Yep.
We got work to do here, and I want to make sure that you see it. Remember, I told you I'm only going to give you the tip of the iceberg. I wanted to paint the picture and show you what this person is doing, how she's capable of using a whole group of other individuals to create harm, to attack. And now she is going after Ben Bergquam and America's Voice. And she justifies what she herself admits is low and treacherous to America, to patriots, because they messed with her. Now, there isn't a shred of evidence or any reason for her to believe that Oscar or BNN had anything to do with attacking the platform that she appeared on a week or two ago. She has zero evidence. It's all in her cuckoo brain. It's all in her mind. She hasn't been able to, nor will she ever be able to, produce a single shred of evidence that these accusations that she's making against Oscar, that he attacked her platform, are true. And by attack the platform, I will tell you what she means. She means that after she appeared on this show, viewers of my programming sent a link to the interview that Oscar did on my show where he exposes her bad behavior. That is what makes her think that it was Oscar. The fact that people use my well-sourced and well-evidenced reports on Paloma for Trump to expose the truth to other broadcasters, to expose what she has done to other victims, to other viewers, does not mean that Oscar was the author of those links or of those tweets. But in her brain, that's enough. In her brain, that's what happened. That's what she tells herself justifies her now attacking Ben Bergquam and America's Voice and BNN. It's her right. Just like it's her right, her God-given birthright to be famous and to attack anyone that has the fame that she so richly deserves. It is also her right to attack America's Voice and Ben Bergquam because he, Oscar, in her mind, did something that hurt her chances of working on this platform. Here's the next audio in which she talks about how she wants Oscar to lose whatever visa, permit, status he has to travel and work in the United States. Take a listen.
Sí, de hecho, a todos nos agarró. O sea, lo que pasa es que como en realidad él nunca debió de haber tenido una visa de regreso, nosotros nos confiamos. Yo te aseguro que si no nos hubiéramos confiado, él no tendría la visa. La tiene porque nosotros nos confiamos en que iba a ser un deportado toda la vida, porque en realidad así debió de haber sido. Inmigración y la policía dicen que es un milagro que a ese cabrón le hayan regresado la visa de turista, la visa de turista de la que abusa todos los días, diario, cada que cruza desde hace 3 meses. Pero antes de que él trate de casarse fraudulentamente, de que él trate de cometer fraude migratorio y casarse con una mujer, porque pues todos sabemos que ya está casado, juntado, arrejuntado, como le quieras decir, en México, en Tijuana, tiene una familia, hijos, tiene todo. Por eso lo estamos reportando constantemente, para que ni siquiera llegue a eso. Y vamos a tratar de que le cancelen la visa por haberme hecho lo que me hizo.
Okay. Listen to what her intentions are. Besides lying and trying to entangle another victim into doing her dirty work, into filing false claims, making false statements, making false police reports, she wants to attack his status in the U.S. Take a listen.
Sí, de hecho, a todos nos agarró. O sea, lo que pasa es que como en
The truth is that he caught us all off guard.
realidad él nunca debió de haber tenido una visa de regreso.
The reality is he should have never been able to get a visa to come back into the United States.
Nosotros nos confiamos. Yo te aseguro que si no nos hubiéramos
And we all were confident in that. We believed it.
confiado, él no tendría la visa. La tiene porque nosotros nos confiamos en que iba a ser un
The only reason he has it is because we were so confident and comfortable in the fact that he could never obtain a visa
deportado toda la vida, porque en realidad así debió de haber sido.
for his whole life to come back into the United States, because in reality, that's what should have happened.
Inmigración y la policía dicen que es un milagro.
Immigration and the police have said it's a miracle that he got a visa.
Milagro que a ese cabrón le hayan regresado la visa.
A miracle that a-hole could have obtained a visa to come back into the United States.
De turista, la visa de turista de la que abusa todos los días.
The tourist visa that he takes advantage of and violates every single day.
Diario, cada que cruza desde hace 3 meses.
Every time he crosses into the United States for the last 3 months.
Pero antes de que él trate de casarse fraudulentamente, de que él trate
But before he tries to marry someone fraudulently,
de cometer fraude migratorio y casarse con
that he tries to commit immigration fraud and marry someone,
una mujer, porque pues todos sabemos que ya está casado, juntado,
because we all know he's already married or he's living in sin with someone,
juntado, como le quieras decir, en
whatever
México,
you want to call it.
en Tijuana, tiene una familia, hijos, tiene
He has a family in Tijuana. He has kids.
todo. Por eso lo estamos reportando constantemente,
And that's why we're constantly reporting him to the authorities.
para que ni siquiera llegue a eso. Y vamos a tratar
So
de
he can never even try it.
que le cancelen la visa por haberme hecho
And
lo
we're
que me
trying to get his visa canceled because of what he's done to me. There you go. She cannot stand the fact. She doesn't understand how it could have happened. She calls it a miracle. But she cannot stand the fact that Oscar is reporting now in the U.S. along with Mexico, that he's working with America's Voice Network, with Ben Berquam, that he has had the blessing and that he has the gift to be a bilingual translator of media, that he works tirelessly to hone his skills. She can't stand it. It bothers her so much that she's going to do everything in her power to make sure that he loses whatever status he has to enter the United States.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mary Tando for making another $10 contribution. Thank you, Mary. We love that you support us. We support you. And Legal Latino Heat, welcome to the program. Long-time listener, first-time donating.
Woo!
Great show. Please go overtime to 3 hours to expose this horrible human being. We chat so I can introduce myself.
Definitely. XOXO right back at you. Legal Latino Heat.
In the house.
Anytime that you want to speak to me, I would be glad to talk. I've been saying this and I will continue to repeat it. Any of the people that she has harmed, and I can only imagine the horrors that every person she has encountered has gone through, is welcome on my show. You have a place here. There are many people like yourselves that are in this feed that have come to this show to have justice be done. And it shall be. In this last audio, you can hear how she manipulates this latest victim by telling her, there's all of these other people, there's all of these other women. Take a listen for yourselves.
¿Sabes cómo me doy cuenta que estás bien embrujada y que este tipo nomás te está manipulando? O sea, según tú eres la única. No es cierto, Ruth hizo un video exponiéndolo, diciendo que le había robado, comentándolo del teléfono, diciendo que también a ella la andaban como enamorando. Sandra ayer hizo como 30 comentarios. En tu video donde hiciste hace unos días conmigo también hizo un buen de comentarios. O sea, no sé qué ideas esté metiendo ese señor en la cabeza, con qué brujos esté acudiendo para tratar de manipularte, dominarte el pensamiento. Pero no eres la única. Y Sandra, cada que hago un video, ahí está. Ruthie, cada que hago un video, ahí está. Bárbara le tiene miedo a su esposo porque creo que ya sabes que Bárbara tiene un esposo mexicano que amenazó a Oscar. Y entonces eso de que tú te estés justificando, de que tú eres la única, son pensamientos tuyos. No es cierto. Mi esposo también se justificaba que él era cholo, pero no es cierto, mi esposo no es cholo. Mi esposo es un niño de la Ibero, de Valle de Bravo, que no era cholo ni cantaba corridos. Y como 2 meses él creía que era cholo y cantaba corridos, pero era brujería. No era verdad. Así que no te estés creyendo las cosas que Oscar le paga a brujos para hacerte creer.
Okay. So it's very hard to hear the very beginning because it's quiet, but I'm going to tell you, you don't have to turn it up extra loud to hear it. I'm going to tell you what it says anyway because I managed to listen to this part. Go ahead.
¿Sabes cómo me doy cuenta que estás bien embrujada y que este tipo nomás te está manipulando?
Do you want me to tell you how I know that you are... ¿Sabes cómo sé que estás bien embrujada y que te están manipulando? That's what he just said. That's what she just said. Do you know how I know that you have been put under a spell and you're being manipulated by witchcraft?
O sea, según tú eres la única. No es cierto, Ruthie.
Because in your head, you're starting to think you're the only person.
Hizo un video.
That it's not true. A woman named Ruthie, she made a video about it.
Exponiéndolo, diciendo que le había robado.
And she exposed what happened to her. She said Oscar had stolen from her.
Comentándolo del teléfono, diciendo
Talking about what happened with the telephone.
que también a ella la andaban como enamorando.
And exposing that he was trying to get her to fall in love with him.
Sandra ayer hizo como 30 comentarios.
Sandra yesterday made about 30 different comments.
En tu video donde hiciste hace unos días conmigo también hizo un
In a video that you were on with me, she also made some other comments.
buen de comentarios. O sea, no sé qué ideas esté metiendo ese señor en la cabeza.
I really don't know what ideas this man is trying to put inside your brain.
Con qué brujos esté acudiendo para tratar de manipularte, dominar.
Or what witches he is paying to manipulate your thoughts.
El pensamiento. Pero no eres la única. Y
But I can tell you, you're not the only one.
Sandra, cada que hago un video, ahí está.
Every time I do a video, Sandra is there, she's there, she's there.
Ruthie, cada que hago un video, ahí está.
Every time I do a video, Ruthie's there, Ruthie's there, Ruthie's there.
Bárbara le tiene miedo a su esposo porque
Barbara is afraid of, he's afraid of her husband because
Creo que ya sabes que Bárbara tiene un esposo mexicano que amenazó
Because I think you already know Barbara has a Mexican husband that threatened Oscar.
a Oscar. Y entonces eso de que tú te estés justificando, de que tú eres la única, son
So that stuff that you keep saying to yourself that you're the only one, that you're the only one, that you're the only one.
pensamientos tuyos, no es cierto. Mi esposo
Those are your thoughts. It's not true. At one point, my husband
también se justificaba que él era cholo, pero no es cierto. Mi
also was justifying in his brain these ideas that he was a cholo. A cholo is like a gang member.
esposo no es cholo. Mi esposo es un niño de la Ibero, de Valle de
But my husband's not a cholo. He's a kid from the Ibero. Ibero is a rich people's school in Mexico City.
Bravo, que no era cholo ni cantaba
Who comes from Valle del Bravo, who's not a cholo, who sings country music.
corridos. Y como 2 meses, él creía que era cholo y cantaba corridos.
But for 2 months, he believed that he was a cholo gang member and that he sang country music.
Pero era brujería.
But it was because they did witchcraft on him.
No era verdad. Así que no te estés creyendo las cosas que Oscar
But none of it was real. So don't be believing the things that
le paga a brujos para hacerte creer.
Oscar is paying witches to make you believe. Okay? You can
Oh man.
apparently you can pay witches to make people believe things about themselves.
I guess.
Like that they're gang members.
What if they could like make me a skydiver? You know.
Oh no! You could become I guess you have to become a criminal or something weird.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your support, Mary. Again, she says jealousy and envy consumes her. She is a curse to herself. Yes, if only she could see that. If only she could see. But see, then she would have to take stock in her responsibility in what happens to her. She would have to make herself responsible for the horrible things that she does to people. And she's not going to do that. The other thing that you have to realize is how she has involved so many other people to do her dirty work with her, to help manipulate the latest victim. Let me show you. Here are some of the discussions that these folks have been having about how they're going to attack Oscar. In this group chat, they are speaking to Alejandra Miranda and say to her, this guy Johnny, they're referring to Johnny Ceballos from Lights and Liberty, whatever the heck that is going to contact you. There are a few things we need you to get from Oscar. They want to use her to get information from Oscar. And then Sandra, that's Sandra Wood, says, look, like how long has he known Anthony? This is the part of the information that they want to get from Oscar. They want to know how long he's been friends with Anthony, how long he's known him, because Sandra says, we think they've known each other for years before. We think they are both into human trafficking, child trafficking. Johnny speaks Spanish.
Wow.
Now, once again, there is not a shred of evidence. It's not like Paloma, who is friends with Ivan Riebling, a drug and person trafficker. It's not being investigated by the FBI for giving weapons to Antifa at the border. It's not like Paloma is like Paloma, who's friends with the other human trafficker woman that she was constantly defending and hugging and saying was her friend. No. But you see that by telling these very scary things to this woman, how they're manipulating her mind. Here's another one. In this one, notice how they're publishing these lies in writing and sending them. They're not just publishing, they're sending them. All of these people are engaging in crimes. They're engaging in making horrible lies up about Oscar. And in this one, Ruthie asks, ¿Cómo se llama el hijo de Oscar? What is the name of Oscar's son? These people are low enough to go after his children, his child. It's not enough that you're attacking him, that you're trying to think of ways to hurt his programs, his platforms, and take away his status and his visa to do work. You want to go after his kid. Here's another one. In this next one, and this is truly disgusting, and it also involves the Agape Shelter, the shelter where I and Duke went to report and interviewed Pastor Albert Rivera, who Oscar has also interviewed many, many times. Sandra Wood makes the disgusting claim that Oscar has sex with whoever. Just think about all the girls at the Agape Shelter with the pastor. Oscar has sex with them. These are outright lies. These are outright lies and slander. Not just any old slander. This woman is making an accusation about Oscar having sex with minors. She's accusing Oscar to try to get this woman to think the worst of this guy, that he's a pedophile. Go back to that sex with girls and let's show folks one more time. And Ruthie chimes in, of course, you don't need any more proof. You've seen a lot. So don't wait for actual evidence of any of this stuff. All you got to do is hear all of this nonsense in this chat, and that should be enough for you to know this guy is really bad. Here's another one. Sandra Wood says, this man is a prostitute and he's gotten worse. What proof do they have to say these things, to write them out, to publish them, and to send them around to other people, which is a criminal act? None. They have no evidence whatsoever, but they will say it and send it. Serenity, whoever that is, says, well, he has his dummies giving him money for sex. And then Sandra says, he now goes to the shelter and gets laid. She repeats that lie. And in this next one, in this next text message, they're talking about him being a dad again. And in response to, I think, Sandra, which said, Oscar is a dangerous person, him hurt his first wife, him was in prison. I don't know. Maybe that's not Sandra. Yeah. But this response is from Sandra. She says, it's hard to believe, but we have private investigator who is in my chat group that did tons of investigating on him. So for people that have a private investigator on their payroll to get information to attack Oscar, they haven't provided a shred of evidence. So much so that this woman they're trying to indoctrinate into believing that Oscar is Satan himself starts to question whether any of this is real, whether any of it's true. Where are these platforms? Where are these videos? Where are the accusations? Where did he call you a prostitute? Where? And of course, none of them can produce it. Here's another text message of Paloma's. In this text message, she is saying, I've never heard about the dogs, only about birds. But this Alex person responds, but birds are pretty. And then Paloma responds, and pigs too. Like Shapiro's daughter, she confessed to me that she killed a pig. And that's why I stopped talking to her immediately. So, you know, she's an equal opportunity liar and slanderer, and it doesn't matter to her that she's facing court very soon with these folks, and that she has restraining orders that order her not to talk about, publish their names, and spread them, especially when every time she talks about any of these folks, she lies. But she don't care. Here, she not only sends a photograph of Michael Shapiro, she says, and then this woman responds, who is Shapiro? What a bad daughter, because of course she just heard that Michael Shapiro's daughter sacrifices pigs. And the Paloma responds, I have to work out how I'm going to make Michael pay for everything. He is the one working with Oscar and Anthony to F me over. And of course you there see that is Michael Shapiro. Here is in the next text, you can see the full picture. And under his name, she writes, he is a pendejo. Everybody knows what that means, right? He's a dummy. Who will end up in jail. Ha, ha, ha. That is what she hopes. I'm sure that is what she wishes, that he will end up in jail. But the one that is facing a lot of different court cases coming up real soon is Paloma. Also, she is trying very hard to make this woman believe in witchcraft, because all of her lies kind of start falling apart if you don't believe in witches. In this, she says to this woman, I don't have control over that. God is in control of our destinies. I didn't decide to be famous. And I'm not going to allow anyone to defame me every half hour. You must believe in witchcraft, all in caps. You must believe in witchcraft. That is the only way you can combat it. Did you know that, Duke?
No, I
didn't. The only way you can fight against witchcraft, which doesn't exist, is if you believe in witchcraft. Kind of a circular, loopy argument.
Loopy for the loopy.
And she is loopy. Here in this audio, you will be able to hear her railing against everyone under the sun that she has stalked and attacked. Here we go. Starting with the woman she calls the Brazilian witch, Fabiana Baldo.
Mira, ahí le veo, o sea, ahí lo veo muy factible, fíjate. Esta pendeja, la brasileña, tiene una fijación con, según ella, quererme ver en la cárcel porque es una pobre infeliz que no tiene nada, nunca va a llegar a ningún lado, es una pobre loca, infeliz, traumada, etc. Entonces, ¿qué mejor que echarme a pelear con alguien local, peligroso, como Oscar? Bájale por favor eso. De echarme a pelear con alguien local y peligroso como Oscar. O sea, ella no me puede hacer nada porque ella es una pobre estúpida que vive a no sé cuántas miles de millas. Su otro amiguito, un loco que tiene por allá, tampoco me va a hacer nada porque es un infeliz que vive a miles de millas. La Amy, la del Dr. Phil, no me pudo hacer nada. La Melinda, la del Dr. Phil, no me pudo hacer nada. Otra que apenas me puso tampoco me va a poder hacer nada porque es una señora débil y diabética y vieja y no me va a poder hacer nada. Tiene casi 60 años y diabética y con trabajo se puede con su alma. Y ha hecho pura tontería. Pero si me pone a pelear con este cabrón ya a un grado así peligroso, a este güey sí podría hacer alguna jalada así de plantar droga o algo. Ahorita ya le puse 2 avisitos ahí en mi desta. Tú y yo no estamos hablando por casualidad. El teatrito se le está viniendo abajo a esta mujer. Ella lleva como año y medio haciéndome mamadas a mí. Está súper metida en la brujería, súper metida en rituales satánicos fuertes, matan animales, hacen todo tipo de cosas.
Okay, before I translate the sick and disgusting accusations that she makes against Fabiana Baldo, and how Fabiana basically is the head witch that has been ruining her life for the last year or more. I just want to point out the fact that this is a woman who claims to be a conservative, God-fearing person. What kind of God-fearing person says, in all caps, in order to combat witchcraft, you must believe in it? I don't have to believe in witchcraft. Nobody has to believe in witchcraft. That's blasphemy. That is pure, unmitigated evil. That's what it is. Here we go with the lies.
Mira, ahí le veo, o sea, ahí lo veo muy factible, fíjate. Esta pendeja.
Look, I think it's going to be pretty easy. This pendeja,
La brasileña, tiene una fijación con, según
the Brazilian woman, she is hell-bent.
ella, quererme ver en la cárcel porque es una pobre infeliz que
She's hell-bent on seeing me jailed because she's miserable.
no tiene nada, nunca va a llegar a ningún lado, es una pobre
She has nothing. She'll never amount to anything in life.
loca, infeliz,
She's miserable and sad and
traumada, etc.
traumatized, etc.
Entonces, ¿qué mejor que echarme a pelear con alguien local, peligroso,
So what better way to attack me than to make me fight with someone locally?
como Oscar? Bájale por favor eso.
Like Oscar, and then she tells Jean off to the side, turn that down.
De echarme a pelear con alguien local y peligroso como Oscar.
To make me fight with someone local and dangerous like Oscar.
O sea, ella no me puede hacer nada porque ella es una pobre estúpida que vive a...
She can't do anything to me. I mean, she's just a stupid nobody that can't do anything to me because she lives thousands of miles away.
no sé cuántas miles de millas. Su otro amiguito, un loco que tiene por allá, tampoco me va a hacer nada.
Her other little friend that she has over there, she's referring to Michael Shapiro, who's in New Jersey, which is next to New York. He can't do anything to me either.
Porque es un infeliz que vive a miles de millas.
Because he's another loser that lives thousands of miles away.
La Amy, la del Dr. Phil, no me pudo hacer nada. La Melinda,
The Amy lady from the Dr. Phil show, she couldn't do anything to me.
la del Dr. Phil, no me pudo hacer nada.
The other lady, Melinda from the Dr. Phil show, she couldn't do nothing to me.
Otra que apenas me puso, tampoco me va a poder hacer nada porque es
Another one that started after that, she's referring to Mary Tando, she ain't going to do anything to me.
una señora débil y diabética y vieja.
She's old and diabetic and she can barely carry her own soul.
Y no me va a poder hacer nada. Tiene casi 60 años y diabética y con trabajos pues,
She's almost 60 years old and she can barely carry her own soul. Yeah.
con su alma. Y ha hecho pura tontería. Pero si me pone a pelear con este cabrón ya a un grado
But if she makes me fight with this guy,
así peligroso, a este güey sí podría hacer alguna jalada así de plantar droga o algo.
he could be dangerous. I mean, he could do something like plant drugs on me.
Ahorita ya le puse 2 avisitos ahí en mi desta.
And so I've already put him on, advisory on my thing. I don't know what her thing she's referring to.
Tú y yo no estamos hablando por casualidad. El teatrito se le está viniendo abajo a esta mujer. Ella lleva
The fact that we're talking is not a coincidence. It's meant to be. Things are starting to crumble for this woman. She's talking about Fabiana because she thinks she's like the head witch.
como año y medio haciéndome mamadas a mí.
Because she's been messing with me for a year and a half or longer.
Súper metida en la brujería, súper metida
And let me tell you, she is heavily into witchcraft
en rituales satánicos fuertes, matan
and in satanic rituals
animales, hacen todo tipo de cosas.
where they kill animals and do all sorts of things.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is that cuckoo or what?
Oh, yeah.
Is that, in addition to believe witchcraft or you can't fight against it, she wants this woman to believe that the reason why Oscar and her are at odds in the first place is because of witchcraft. Everything has a common denominator, and the common denominator is witches.
Yep.
Is that why she loves Halloween so much?
I guess.
So it gets even crazier. It gets more cuckoo. The level of delusion is deep. Listen to what she says about the animals. At some point, she must have said that and again, I haven't gone through all of the massive amount of evidence that I've received, but I just want you to know that she abuses animals. That happened to be something that I was told by Mary Tando when I interviewed her. The way that she cares for animals, the animals that Mary saw, was very poorly. And in the audios that she was talking about the animals, she said that the animals get killed, that the animals are sacrificed, that these people do horrible things to animals. And she happened to say that that's one of the reasons why she gets animals and has them around her, because they kind of take the bad energy into themselves, and it doesn't go to her. So that's why sometimes the dogs die, because people were doing witchcraft for her, but it killed the animal instead.
Wow.
To see. So Mary, when they said that you were killing animals, she was actually accusing you of doing witchcraft on her. Do you understand that?
Wow.
Every time that she said that Jimena Sanchez or anybody killed her animals, she's actually accusing them of doing witchcraft. And you'll hear in this audio how she says, because Jean is telling her right after she said that the animals, she has the animals around to kind of absorb the witch's energy so that they get killed and not her. Jean immediately said, "No, don't say that. That's horrible." And you hear him in the background, and she says, "Oh, Jean is telling me to tell you that was wrong of me to say. I'm not supposed to say that I have animals so that they can absorb the magic and the negative energy into themselves. Let me explain what I meant." Take a listen.
Me está diciendo mi esposo que no diga que los animales reciben los chingadazos y que para eso los agarro. No estoy diciendo eso. Lo que estoy diciendo es que todo el mundo sabe, y eso es muy común, que cuando alguien te hace brujería, y te lo puedes preguntar a cualquier brujo, a cualquier santero, si tú tienes animales o plantas o cualquier cosa viva en tu casa, tú puedes estar muy quitado de la pena y estar viviendo tu vida normal, y tú tienes a tus perritos, tus plantas o lo que sea, y a mí me han matado a mis plantas, o sea, me mataron a mis plantas. Llegué una vez y comprábamos unas plantas, y al día siguiente mis plantas estaban completamente muertas, y las de mi vecina que las compró el mismo día estaban completamente vivas, y mis espejos adentro de la casa estaban rotos, como si alguien hubiera entrado a medianoche y las hubiera agarrado a pedradas, y en la casa también. O sea que fue un chingadazo muy fuerte el que me dieron, y ¿por qué crees que me pongo así con mis animales y los amenazo? Que si se meten conmigo se están metiendo con mis animales, y que no me voy a dejar y que me voy a defender, porque esos animales son mi vida, y yo, o sea, yo los protejo con todo. De hecho, apenas me dio como un presentimiento que me querían matar a una de mis perritas, y ella normalmente se quedaba en Tijuana y todo ahí en la casa. Y le dije a mi esposo, ¿sabes qué? Agárrala, y me vale madre, súbela al carro y llévatela, porque tengo el presentimiento que me la quieren lastimar a ella. No sé por qué. Y la agarramos, la subimos al carro, y aquí está con nosotros, y no le pasó nada, y aquí está, feliz y coleando.
Now, listen to this convoluted logic, okay? She said that she gets the animals so that the animals can absorb the witchcraft instead of her. That witchcraft that's intended for her. And here's how she explains it, okay? Listen very carefully. This part is important. You hear him talking in the background? He's telling me.
Me está diciendo mi esposo que no diga que los animales reciben los chingadazos.
My husband is telling me to tell you that I'm not supposed to say that the animals are the ones absorbing the chingadazos, means the hits, which is the way she refers to the witchcraft, that they're taking in the damage meant for her.
Que para eso los agarro. No.
And that's the reason why. He's telling me to tell you that that's the animals that I didn't mean to say that the animals were taking the hits for me, and that's the reason why I take in animals. You understand that? My husband just told me to tell you to correct myself and to not say that I take in the animals so that they can absorb the witchcraft meant for me.
No estoy diciendo eso. Lo que estoy diciendo
That's not what I meant to say. Let me tell you what I mean.
es que todo el mundo sabe, y eso es muy común,
Everybody knows this. It's very common.
que cuando alguien te hace brujería,
When someone does witchcraft on you,
y se lo puedes preguntar a cualquier brujo, a cualquier santero,
you can ask any witch, any santero.
si tú tienes animales o plantas o
If you have animals or plants around,
cualquier cosa viva en tu casa,
or anything living in your house,
o tú puedes estar muy quitado de la pena y estar viviendo tu vida normal, y tú
you could be going along, living your life, not a care in the world,
tienes a tus perritos, tus plantas o lo que sea, y a mí me han matado a
having plants and animals, and to me, they killed
mis plantas, o sea, me mataron a mis plantas.
They killed my plants. They killed my plants.
Llegué una vez y compramos unas plantas y al día siguiente mis plantas estaban completamente
This one time, we bought these plants, and they killed my plants. The next day, the plants were dead.
muertas y las de mi vecina que las compró el mismo día estaban completamente vivas.
And my neighbor who bought plants the same day that I did, all her plants were alive.
Y mis espejos adentro de la casa estaban rotos como si alguien hubiera entrado a medianoche
And all the mirrors in my house were broken. Like someone came in the middle of the night
y las hubiera agarrado a pedradas.
and started stoning all of my mirrors with stones.
En la casa también. O sea que fue un chingadazo muy fuerte el que
And this happened all over my house. So this was a big, big spell.
me dieron y desgracia. ¿Por qué crees que me pongo así con mis animales?
That was meant for me. And why do you think I get so protective about my animals?
Y los amenazo que si se meten conmigo se están metiendo con mis
That's why I threaten people and I tell them, when you mess with me, you're attacking my animals.
animales y que no me voy a dejar y que me voy a defender porque esos animales
And that's why I tell everyone that if somebody's attacking me, I'm going to defend them because my animals mean everything to me.
son mi vida y yo, o sea, yo los protejo con todo. De hecho, apenas me dio como un presentimiento
I will protect them with everything I have. In fact, I just had a premonition
que me querían matar a una de mis perritas y ella normalmente se quedaba en Tijuana
that they were going to try to kill one of my dogs, and she usually lives in Tijuana.
y todo ahí en la casa y le dije a mi esposo, ¿sabes qué? Agárrala y me vale madre, súbela al carro y
And I told my husband, get her, grab her, and put her in the car.
llévatela porque tengo el presentimiento que me la quieren lastimar a ella. No sé por qué. Y la agarramos.
Get her out of there because I feel like they're trying to do something bad to my dog. And he grabbed her.
La subimos al carro y aquí está con nosotros y no le pasó nada y aquí está
I took her, we brought her with us, and she's now with us, and nothing happened to her.
feliz y coleando.
Happy and wagging her tail. So you understand, okay? Do you understand that this cuckoo crazy bird that thinks that and accuses everyone of witchcraft, that thinks that when someone does witchcraft on her, that the result of that will be that her animals and plants will die. That is the reason why she accuses everyone of killing her animals. Because she doesn't know how to take care of living things. And there has to be a reason why all her plants and animals are dying all the time. It can't be because she's negligent.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be because she doesn't know how to keep things alive, because she doesn't have a nurturing bone in her body. No. It's the witches. They're the ones. And it's the people that wish her harm with their energy and their witchcraft that are the ones killing the animals. Take a look at this image about Santeria and the animals.
I wonder if I have that.
Do you have it?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Oh, wait. Let's check. One moment, please.
One moment, please. There it is. Santeria and the animals.
Got it.
It says, I don't pay anyone. This is Paloma speaking. I combat demons all on my own. She's a demon slayer. She's a demon slayer, and she uses witchcraft. And the response from Alejandra is, I feel sorry for the deaths of the animals. So notice how she really convinces a lot of people, especially people that love animals and don't want to see animals be harmed, that these people around her are killing animals. And she says that is Santeria. That means that is witchcraft. And that is what she is peddling. This woman peddles delusions and lies. She gets people to attack, and it's all done via manipulation, but she doesn't do it alone. She has a gang of people that she has been involving in her criming. I think those folks need to be real careful, because everything I documented in my show, and by the way, every single one of these shows is archived. It goes into the archive of forever. It will never, ever go away or be erased. We've documented your own words, your own threats, your own text messages, and the damage that you intended, and Sandra Wood, and all of the other people that were involved in those messages. So be very careful, because this whole audience is watching, and we know exactly what your intentions are. Thank you guys so much for being with us today on Mexican Crossing Lines here on 88.1 FM with your host, Cindy Gomez-Schempp.
And Captain America.
That's right. And Captain America, bringing you justice and the American way.
That's right.
Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being with us. Good evening. Happy Friday. Please enjoy your weekends. Love each other. God bless each and every one of you. And have a great evening.